And good morning, everyone. Welcome to MTG Daily News. I'm your host, Brian, and this is episode number 1. It is Friday, sometime. I don't know the day today. It doesn't matter. I think it's like July 10th or something. All right, so story number 1, and this is gonna be rough. Haven't really decided how I want to go about this channel just yet. I'm gonna be doing multiple videos probably every day, break them up into different smaller segments. Based on a genre. Like for instance, right now this video is going to be about generic Magic the Gathering news, things that have happened in the last 48 hours. I'm just going to go ahead and read through some of these articles. I haven't decided if I want to stand here and read off things I've printed, or if I want to just sit on the computer and pull it up and maybe put a little overlay of my face somewhere and read through some of these articles. There's one article I didn't print out that you guys should go check out over on Wizards of the Coast by Seth Mansfield. He's got a great article on aggro decks. I think he goes through and breaks down at least 3 or 4 different aggro decks and really gets into it. It's a good read. I was going to do that, but it was a big printout and there's a lot of pictures of cards and whatnot. I thought, this is a perfect reason why I should probably be sitting at the computer versus standing up and talking. But I already printed this stuff out, so we'll just get with it. Story number 1, FNM. No big story here. Tonight, get on Arena, get into FNM. Can't go to your stores, right? We'll get into that a little bit more later, but as of right now, we're all stuck playing Magic at home by ourselves. So log into Arena tonight, get an FNM. It's going to be Artisan. For those of you who don't know what Artisan is, that is basically, it's a 60 card deck where you only play commons, uncommons, and basic lands. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. A lot of people really like it. All right, story number 2. In-store play suspension, temporarily reinstated in U.S. and Latin America, I think. All right, after reviewing feedback from Core 2021. Oh yeah, so let me. When I read that title, it kind of confused me there for a second. So in-store play suspension, temporarily reinstated. So that might sound confusing. Like for me, that almost for a second sounded like, oh, the stores are opening up again temporarily. No, yeah, they're not. They're closed temporarily, But let's get into the article here. Now, I've got a lot of opinions on this. None of them are good. And I really don't want to use this channel for bashing Wizards of the Coast or bashing anyone. That can be hard sometimes because I am an opinionated dude. And, I'm going to try to keep that to a minimum. I'm going to try to be centered here. All right. After reviewing feedback from Core 21 pre-release, conferring with our retail advisory panel, and above all, considering the safety in the community, we've made the difficult decision to place store play under suspension in the United States and Latin America. Remote play events remain available in Event League, but in-store events scheduled will be automatically canceled and removed from the store and event locator. We realize that this decision has important implications across the entire Magic ecosystem. We also realize that the state of the pandemic varies wildly around the globe, and that the situation in the constant state of flux. So we want to be clear as we can about our plans going forward. Here's what we want you to know. So right there, let me just pause. They go out of the way to tell you, we understand that this virus is different all over the globe. I don't even actually know what that means. It's a virus. It affects us all the same. The only difference is in America, we're handling it better than anyone else. Our death rates are under 1% now. I don't get this. You guys talk about, understanding it's different in other places. So if my state says, hey, Brian, open up your store, man. Get at it, bro. Make that dough. And why are you telling me I can't? Huh? Why do you know better than my state officials? That I don't get. So let's get into it. The suspension is temporary, but will last through Zendikar Rising pre-release. So into the freaking September. I think that's when it's coming out. That's crazy. That is crazy. They want this lockdown they want this thing to last as long as they can, but we won't get into that. The suspension is temporary. I already said that. We'd love to provide a timeline for return of in-store play, but this would be too vulnerable to disruption. After all, in-store play was reinstated on June 1st, and by the end of the month, the situation was drastically different. So different that we felt it was best to suspend the in-store play again. Yeah, yeah. At the beginning of the month, we realized it's really not that dangerous to get out with people. It's not. But then by the end of the month, the protest stops. So now we have to talk about COVID again. So now it's a freaking problem again. We want to facilitate stability of play where we can, and in whatever form makes sense for the foreseeable future. Of course, we want to offer as much information as possible to help our partners adapt. So for now, we can confirm that the suspension will be lifted no sooner than Zendikar Rising pre-release. The season will offer at-home pre-release only. You know, it's like, what if everyone came out and said, okay, the virus is gone. They just told us they're not planning on letting you back into the stores. I hate this idea that like these people can tell you you can't go into a store in another state. I think anyone who has a store and is a WPN member, you're a moron. Just a straight moron. We are monitoring the situation and will make monthly updates. More on that below. Until then, we support remote play. We recommend WPN members remote events, whether via Magic Arena, online, or webcam. Blah, blah, blah. They don't want you playing paper Magic going forward. These people got a plan. Over the course of the pandemic, so much of our lives has mitigated to the web. If Magic communities can do the same, and they basically go on here talk about how let's adapt, let's change, and you know, the next 25 years of Magic will be just as good as the first 25, but they'll be different. They'll be different. I'm not interested in different. I like my cards. I like them. I like, you know, having freaking things from the 90s still. I can hold on to this. I've had it for so long. It's just, you go digital, we're gone. Like, this game doesn't exist if it's digital only. That's not the world that we all live in. And if that's the game you want, go make a different game. Because Richard probably doesn't want this thing to go digital. That dude should have never sold this thing to WotC. All right, so we'll update you on a monthly basis, it says, starting in September. All right, so I guess in September we'll get to hear the same thing over and over. All right, let's go to story number 3. That stuff's annoying. Wizards confirms next ban and restricted announcement to be made this Monday, July 13th. Wizards has just confirmed that the next Magic the Gathering ban and restricted announcement will be made July 13th and will include changes to historic, pioneer, modern, and pauper formats. For now, there will be no changes to standard or brawl. Historic is the only arena format to be affected. Let that sink in for a second. No standard, no brawl. Yep. The only format we care about is getting things banned in standard. What don't you guys get? Historic. Oh, take care of historic. Who the hell cares about historic? No one. The only reason I even play historic is because I just like using my cards that I paid money for. And to be honest, I haven't paid money on Arena in over a year because it's just a giant lottery machine. Speculating on some possible bans and suspensions. Let's speculate here. Nexus, Inverter, Arkham? Who knows? I mean, if those are the ones we want, they probably won't happen, right? So is it final? They ended Nexus in Historic. One of the decks branded the least fun to play against on Arena by many players, which cheats on mana with Wilderness Reclamation into a combo finish that's absurdly hard to counter with, where it takes infinite turns, could soon be leaving us. I hate that term, cheating on mana. Like, if you at Wizards of the Coast think it's cheating on mana, why the hell do you keep making these cards? You just said it's cheating. Why do you make cheating cards? Oh, to sell boosters. Oh, duh, forgot. Alright, so is that going to leave us? Who knows? Mythic Invitational is coming up in August. Nexus has been the centerpiece of one of the best historic decks ever since the format began, so this might be a welcome change to reduce format staleness. Note that cards are generally suspended in Historic before being banned, unlike Magic's other formats. Dimir Inverter has been responsible for less interest in Pioneer, with many believing this combo deck is too strong and has an unfun and overly consistent playstyle. Whatever. Art comes... I can't say that word. Astrolable. Oh boy. Has led to a greater... Oh, there's so many big words in this one. Oh my god, I'm too much of a hick. has led to greater homogeneity. Man, you guys gotta like using big words don't make you smart. My goodness. You want people to be able to read this. My God, I went to college. Modern. Mana base says, who cares? They're banning some cards. It doesn't matter. We don't know what they're going to be. And they're not going to be what you want. Not at all. You're not getting standard or anything taken care of there. So who gives a shit, right? We'll just let standard keep being a piece of crap and no one will play it, blah, blah, blah. And we'll just do whatever the hell we want. Later.